Today I want to talk to you guys about a really funny show. I just wrapped up the first season on Netflix called Dreamland. Now this is an Australian TV show and it's shot with that kind of documentary style like The Office or Parks and Rec. The show is basically about a team of people working on these kind of big national Australian project. What's really funny about the show is basically you've got this tight group of people trying to build important things that people actually need in the communities, and their bosses, the people you don't see a ton of, like you don't really get to see their interactions and how they come up with stuff, but they come down and talk to the group that you know on the show, and they basically come down and they always want them to do really over-the-top, ridiculous projects that no one's asking for. So it's this constant struggle with the team that you're watching, and they're trying to get important things done and help the country, help the nation, and meanwhile you've got their bosses trying to build ridiculous things, and it's just kind of this back and forth and this struggle. Now this is a really dry humor. The show does not have a bunch of jokes, doesn't have any real goofy characters especially. It's just these really funny, awkward kind of moments that really are the funny part. If you actually take the show kind of seriously for a minute, it can be kind of frustrating because you can see these people are trying to do good work and their bosses keep getting in their way, and it's kind of a funny thing, but don't take it too seriously. If you've ever worked in like an office and you've had to deal with like office politics and these kind of situations and kind of bureaucracy, you could definitely relate to this show and you'll definitely get a kick out of it. So the show can be a little bit repetitive, and that's just because every episode is kind of a similar type of structure. There are some larger overarching themes or dilemmas that last maybe a couple episodes, but for the most part, each episode there's like a project or something they want to get done, and the bosses are getting in the way. So it's kind of the same thing every episode, but at the same time, it's different enough, and it keeps it kind of charming and still very funny to where you're going to be entertained every episode. The cast is really great on the show. There's not like any particular standouts of it, but every single person on the show is funny. Everyone's so likable. Even the bosses who are kind of ridiculous. There's one guy in particular, you'll know if you watch the show, he's kind of the direct boss of the main character. And he's just always coming in, peeking his head in the door, throwing out crazy ideas, and making the main character do these kind of ridiculous things. And it's just really, really funny. Everyone is great in the show, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So definitely check it out. It's on Netflix right now. I've actually just started season 2. I hope it's as good as season 1, maybe even better. So far, it's off to a pretty good start. So I hope you guys like it. Check it out. Overall, I'm going to give this show, Dreamland, a 4 out of 5. I definitely recommend you check it out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys at the next Culture Critic review.